using a lot of my savings, which was like the worst financial decision I've ever made. The worst financial decision I've ever made. Hey guys, it's Sakina of My Brown Sparkles, and this is video number 2 of my debt payoff journey. And I wanted to give you guys an update. So here we are. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Sakina, your eco-friendly sustainability hostess with the mostest. I inspire women to live their most luxurious life possible in the most sustainable way as possible. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so just a brief recap of what we talked about in the last video. In the last video, I kind of gave y'all a couple of my favorite financial guru experts, mentors. I shared that information with you in that video. If you're interested in learning about that, be sure to go and watch video number 1 in this series. But yes, I shared that with you. And then we also kind of talked about what debt is and what net worth is and how you find out what your net worth is to begin with. So it was a really short video, but I kind of wanted to kind of lay the groundwork so that you kind of know where you stand. If you don't know how to calculate your net worth, then you really don't know what you got going on. So you need to know that. And I kind of share with you that information. But in today's video, I want to kind of go over with you what has occurred in Q1 for me, some things that I was anticipating happening, maybe some things that didn't actually pan out the way that I had hoped and planned, but we're going to talk about it in today's video. So buckle up. So in today's video, I definitely promised you that I wanted to get into my personal debt payoff goals. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to be completely transparent. So in January, I paid off my car. I think I had a little over $1,000 left on my car at the end of the year. And by the beginning of January, or the end of January, sorry, I ended up paying off the remaining balance on my Jeep. And it is fully paid off. I've had that car for 3 years now, maybe 4 years. And I think it was scheduled to be paid off in 2025, and I paid it off a year early, or maybe a year and a half early. My goal when I got the car, as soon as I got the car, I felt the instant stress in my body, and I was like, oh no, what have I done? And the crazy thing is that the car was not overly expensive. I think total with all the taxes and stuff, it was $14,000. It was a used vehicle. It was not like this crazy purchase, but it was at that time in my life, I was like, I don't like the amount of stress that I have over this car. It was like a weight that I was carrying, and I just could not wait to pay it off. And I immediately started Ubering and door dashing, trying to get some extra income that I could throw towards that car debt. But it just started making me think, like, I watch all these people drive around in these pretty nice cars, they're newer cars, and I just wonder how much debt people are living in that, you know, they're not really talking about, you know what I mean? Because if that car did that to me, like, I felt the stress of that car, and I don't really have a ton of debt. That's the thing. Like, that was my only major debt. I don't have credit card debt. I have student loan debt, but student loan debt is not the same because my student loans have been deferred for forever, and they have not been accruing interest for a very, very long time. So I don't have that weight over my head. But now I'm like, let's get debt free so that all the money that I start making from here on out in the rest of my life is mine, and it's continue to grow and grow and grow. That is my goal, and that is what is happening now. As of this month, it's March 2024, I have a little over, I think it's around 27,900 and something, 900 some change, maybe like $995. Let's say 27,900. I'm gonna say $995. I don't know. It's like it's 27,900 and something dollars in student loan debt. I've already been paying towards my student loan debt starting in October of last year. Even though things were deferred, my interest is deferred until the end of November, until November of this year. I was not one of the lucky ones who got debt. What's it called? Joe Biden was giving away all that free money for student loan debt. He was canceling debt. I was not in the lucky bunch. So I have 27K, close to 28K of student loan debt that I have to pay off. So what I've been doing, I just have really changed my life. I have resorted to moving back in with my parents. Actually, I moved back in with my parents before I started the debt payoff journey. Just be clear, I started real estate. Real estate did not pan out, but I moved back in with my parents because I'd gotten into real estate, and I knew that you are not going to make money in real estate for a long time. So I was prepared for that, but then I didn't do great in real estate at all. And so I ended up using a lot of my savings, which was like the worst financial decision I've ever made. The worst financial decision I've ever made, period. And from there, I got a job again and started working, and I was just like hustling my butt off to got a job, started working, making money, and was putting money towards my debt. At the time, that debt I was focusing on was my car, which has now been paid off. Yay. But yeah, I was really focusing on that. But I hadn't really put a real plan in place. Eventually, though, as I started making more money, I did want to have a budget in place that I could um, work from. And that budget was put in place and it stayed in place until the end of the year when I reevaluated all my spending, how I did, things that I can improve upon, and I created a budget for the first quarter of 2024. So we're in March now. We're at the end of the first quarter of 2024. I'm going to reevaluate my spending for the first 3 months of the year. I'm going to see if I missed the mark somewhere or if I did really good somewhere, and I'll adjust my budget as needed from there. Now, some Q1 wins, as I mentioned already, I paid off my car in January, so that's a big win for me. When you pay off your car, at least for me, I was able to go down to liability insurance, and I haven't really seen what that effect is going to have on my policy. I just did it this past week, called them up finally, and said, hey, I'm going down to liability. And I know for a fact that I got an immediate $100 refund from my previous policy, but my new policy starts in April, and they're going to have to reevaluate everything based off of the new liability status, and I should get an update. I was originally paying $147 for full coverage on that car, and so I'm hoping that it cuts it down to maybe $100. We'll see. I don't know, but that's just an additional savings. Some other things that I did in Q1 was I downsized my storage unit. I had a storage unit. I've had a storage unit for the past 3 years or past 2 years, and I realized that as the rent goes up, I was paying $147 in storage every single month, and I was like, I could probably fit everything into a smaller storage unit. So I downsized. So downsizing cut my storage unit cost in half. So I'm only paying $70 a month now. So that's $70 that I can put towards debt. So that's another win that I had in Q1. One setback was a job bonus that never panned out. My job is it's just been such a wild ride. There was supposed to be like a management changeover and like a sell that would warrant us a bonus if we stayed on into the sell of that particular property that I'm at. That was that it didn't pan out. So the bonus that I was hoping to get and I never got. However, it's not off the table yet, and apparently there's still an opportunity for that sale to still happen. And so I guess I'm gonna have to wait until next month to find out. So that'll be in Q2 if I'm actually gonna get that bonus that we originally promised if the sale goes through. I'm really hoping the sale goes through because I just want the bonus and I can go and find another job after that. Like I don't have to stay with the company that comes on. I would prefer to just get that bonus and and go from there. So those are things that are still kind of like in the works, and I trust that everything's happening for a reason. So it's all going to work out for me. But that's kind of where I'm at right there. As far as any setbacks, I didn't really have many setbacks so far. Everything's been really going pretty smooth. There's one thing in particular that I wasn't happy with. We had a management change over, and I was not able to negotiate a raise. I've been at that particular job, that particular property for a year, so I was hoping that I was going to be able to get a raise when the management takeover happened, and it did not happen. So that kind of is a setback. However, it was a completely unplanned management takeover. Like I hadn't planned that in my budget and my finances. So nothing really changed. I just wish I could have negotiated a raise, but that opportunity is still available. I could always go and work for another company and negotiate a raise at that time. But um, I would say, that's something that could have happened, but it didn't happen. Spending in February, I went a little bit over my food budget, but nothing incredibly big. I want my budget to have wiggle room for mistakes. Like I'm kind of planning it out so that, in case I don't make it every, 1 month or 1 month there, that at the very end of it, at the end of the year, everything pans out. Like my overall goal is what I'm looking for, which is paying off my student loan debt. And I think I'm on track. I think I'm actually ahead of schedule in the sense that I didn't realize that my net worth was what it is, and I didn't realize I had so much. I've gotten to the point, and one thing that happens when you set yourself on a budget and you actually stick to it is as your money comes in, you don't even care about your paycheck. Like the people at work, like I have coworkers who are like always worried about the paycheck. And I'm like, I don't even really think about it. Like I know I get paid, but because I stick to such a tight budget, I already know that I can't spend that money. That money is going to Sally Mae. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna get paid, but I still could only spend this amount of money. So no matter how much money I make, no matter, if my income increases, I'll maybe change my budget around a little bit, but not a lot. Not until that debt is paid off. Until that student loan debt is gone, like I'm not going to really give myself a lot of wiggle room when it comes to discretionary spending, because right now is crunch time. I'm trying to like cut off all the years that I should have been doing this years ago, like in my 20s when I first got the debt. I shouldn't have ever taken on the student loan debt, but I did, and I should have immediately started paying down on it. But I didn't know this. I was just living life like everyone else, but I have a different mentality now, and now I'm acting accordingly. So that's really where I'm at, guys. We are when you see this, it's going to be a lot later than the actual time frame, but I just wanted to give you a recap of what happened for Q1 for me, where I'm at 27K, a little bit under $2,800. By the end of the month, it'll probably be closer to like 27,500 because I'm planning on putting more money towards it, but I'm not in any rush at this time. I'm trying to take things slow because you don't know what might come down the pipeline. But I'm happy with the way things are going so far. Q1 is looking good. I'm proud of myself for sticking it out. I'm getting the itch though to go out and have fun and live, because um, life is lifing. It's March, and March in Austin is South by Southwest, so there's a lot going on in the next week or so. I was gonna go to an event today, but I don't know. I might still go. There's still time, and I have the energy, so I might still go. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys, and I'm really, really trying my best to like not fight the urge to go shopping for new dresses. Like I do have a budget for shopping, but it's not big, and I'm just like, I want quality clothes, which cost more money, and it's just, so slowly incorporating new pieces into my wardrobe to go with the new season of life, spring and summer. Um, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in Q2, and I'll definitely give you guys an update. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you like this line of content, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what you're seeing today. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.